What's up here in the Beat Sessions? I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. We're looking at the brand new release from Denzel Curry and collaborator Kenny Beats entitled Unlocked 1.5, which dropped on March 5th. If you're familiar with Denzel, it is a companion record to last year's Unlocked, which dropped in February. So it's been a little over a year since that album was released to critical acclaim, and rightfully so. I just recently became familiar with Denzel with Taboo and the release of that Bulls on Parade cover that he did, which he just kills it. If you're not familiar with the guy, definitely incorporates a lot of heavier hip hop styles along with heavy metal and punk rock influences into his music. So I've always dug him for that reason. That in conjunction with the guy can rhyme and his lyrical content is solid. I'm going to attach a link to this Revolver interview that he did about a year and a half ago. But the guy is just a cool dude. He certainly is one of those guys that wants and is trying to do anything and everything to be involved with his community and be uplifting. He talks about growing up in the Florida hip hop scene in that interview, a dark scene where a lot of guys were talking about drug dealing and murders and all this gang related activity that he really was not interested in. He was a nerd in high school, did well in school, did people's homework to earn extra money, and his career started blowing up while he was still in high school. So it's he's an impressive guy. He's making really incredible work. I like him as a person, and so it's cool to see him release this companion record with Unlocked. I love that project so much. And I might be wrong about this, but there seems to be a trend of hip hop artists releasing almost EP length albums, 6, 7, 8 songs, and they feel like a single composition. Which that's my big thing when I'm buying a record. I want to be able to drop the needle and just listen to from start to finish. And I love Unlocked for that reason. I wish there was more material there. It's got a pretty short runtime at 17 minutes. Obviously, that EP concept comes into play there, but it's a solid listen. An amazing collection of tracks. That Revolver article is funny because Denzel himself talks about the heavy influence of his music and how there's no women at his shows, and he wanted to change that. So you'll notice on Unlocked 1.5 that a lot of the tracks have a mellowed out R&B influence a little bit, definitely more of like a jazzy Motown feel on some of them, which I love. I mean, I love heavy stuff, but I also am a big fan of jazz and Motown. And so stylistically, if you can do those things, that's why I like the new Casey Veggies record so much. Really like the R&B influence in his music. So I think both of these albums are worth owning together. You can go back and forth depending on your mood on which versions you might like. I think overall, I would say the original version of Diet on Unlocked 1.0 is better than the remix. I love the heaviness of that track, the original one, and I love how he's getting a DMX like growl. I mean, he kills it. Denzel absolutely kills it. It made me smile when I heard him belt it out. But it works with his music. He's got that heavy style, much like DMX. Stylistically, reminds me a lot of Wu-Tang Clan, which is why I like the guy as well. I will say the remixes that I did think were better were there's two remixes of Take It Back. The album finishes with one that's definitely more focused on Kenny Beats and production. It's definitely more of a dance track. It doesn't feature as much of Denzel vocally, and there's a lot of great guests on this record as well, including Benny the Butcher and Joey Badass. But part of why I like Denzel is I love his flow, and I love what he does lyrically. So that version of Take It Back I wasn't super crazy about, but the 4th track on the record is the Take It Back remix, and it definitely has more of a lighter R&B influence, which I think the ladies might find more appealing at those at those live shows, like he was inferring. The remix of Cosmic 1.5 or Cosmic, pardon me, off of 1.5. I dig that a little more as well. It's got this really sinister electronic beat that comes in, which works with the punk rock and heavy influence. It's Denzel's definitely done some stuff similar to it. Not often, but I like it when he gets kind of an electronic feel and does plays around with stuff like this. Good jazzy drum beats in that remix as well. So I was a big fan. Yeah, I definitely would say, vinyl please on both of these. I know for a fact that Unlocked is available. I'm not sure if 1.5 is available yet, but keep an eye out for that. And I will post a link to that interview, which again came out about a year and a half ago. It's a good, quick little read if you're interested in getting some more background on Denzel, if you're not familiar with him. But I think the guy is great, super talented. Really look forward to just seeing him pump out content in the future. I hope you find this review helpful. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and we will see you next time on the Beat Sessions.